Hola estudiantes, hoy es el día 21 de mayo, el segundo día de la sesión y vamos a continuar con más información. So I'm back on the syllabus and I wanted to focus on evaluation, and your grade in this course will be based on the following. Homework is worth 40%. Student video, there's only one, 7.5%. Discussion blogs and peer responses, two of those for 7.5%. One Spanish Conversation Center online visit worth 5%, and 5 chapter tests worth 40%. So I made a change regarding the chapter tests. I believe I said yesterday that less than 5 chapter tests you wouldn't be able to drop. It would serve like a final exam. No, I've changed my mind. You'll have 5 chapter tests, all equally weighted the same. And if you miss one or do poorly on one, don't worry, you'll be able to drop the lowest score, including Chapter 5. So it's important to note that you've got 2 calendars that you need to consult. You need to consult daily your VHL Portales 2.0 calendar every day to see what your assignments are and what's coming down the pike. And you also need to consult your Canvas calendar. So I see in the Canvas calendar that on Friday, June 7th, the Spanish Conversation Center visit write-up is due. So we can go back to the assignments and see what this entails. And here we go. I'm just clicking on SCC, Conversation Visit. And the first thing to remember is that you need to sign up for a 200 level session only. You're a 200 level student, 200 only, please. After your online conversation session, you'll simply write a brief paragraph, 5 sentences, 6 complete sentences, good sentences in Spanish, in which you summarize your experience. What did you learn? Did you learn any new vocabulary? Was it a good experience? Was it positive? If not, you can tell me. And this paragraph will be evaluated for content as well as grammatical and orthographic spelling. And make sure that you include your name, the date you attended, and the TA's name. Upload your summary paragraph to Canvas to receive credit. And for more information and to sign up for a slot, you just hit that link. And it looks like everything is up and running. It gives you information about it, how to register, conversation leaders, blah, blah, blah. So you can read all of this stuff. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and you can sign up for a session. So remember, you're 200 level, low intermediate, and you can see what's available. So these are all half-hour sessions, and they're somewhat limited. So don't wait to the very end. Don't wait for a day or two just before it's due, because you never know. It looks like the sessions are somewhat limited. So a good rule of thumb is to start early. Make sure you get it in there. And these are very easy points, no pressure. You're in there talking with the TA as well as other students. It's online. There's no set script or anything, no set agenda. You can talk about anything you want. So again, a very low bar. The thing is, we encourage you to take chances, take risks with your Spanish. I was just in France. I don't speak French, but I was speaking all kinds of French because I wasn't afraid to be embarrassed. And by the end of my stay, I was speaking a pretty mean French, and I was pretty proud of myself. So Spanish doesn't have all the issues that French has regarding pronunciation. So again, take some risks with it and have fun. So the other thing I wanted to talk about today was the VHL assignments. So I'm on VHL Portales 2, and I see that it looks like everybody's on here, and that's great, 18 students. And you can see the section average, so I can see that you've already started and you've been working away, and that's excellent. And again, it's always important to check your calendar, right? So you have 2 calendars, Canvas calendar and VHL calendar. That's the first thing I would do. I would check your calendar just so that you see what your week looks like. And I'm going to start filling these dates with assignments because some students, because of their work schedules, like to work ahead. So I'll start populating these dates. So I'm looking at the digital textbook for Lección 1, Las Relaciones Personales, and you see that we've got all kinds of vocabulary that have to do with la personalidad, los estados emocionales, los sentimientos, etc. And of course you have all kinds of assignments that have to do with this vocabulary in contextos. And let's just jump ahead a little bit to 1.1. This is your first grammar point. And the best way to proceed is to view the grammar tutorial first. That's the very first thing that I would do. So here we're dealing with the present tense. We're dealing with the verb endings that have to do with the different subjects for which it is. So you have a tutorial here. I'm not going to run it right now because I don't think you'd hear the audio anyway, but it's pretty good and it's in English, and that's where I would start. So once you've watched the video, for most of you it's going to be review anyway. Then I would go to the present tense here for a little bit deeper study. So if you're visual like me, I need to see things laid out. So this is really a recapitulation of everything that she talked about in the video. And it's taking forever to get here. I can switch up soon. Let's see. Okay, so slow computer, sorry about that. But again, this is just a recapitulation. So you can take your time, ER verbs, AR verbs, IR verbs, and you've got your regulars and you've got your irregulars. You're trying to figure out, okay, what are the patterns here? So grammar tutorial first, and then I would tackle this, for lack of a better term, let's call it a PowerPoint presentation. And then before you tackle the activities, another thing you may consider would be going back to Canvas. And we've got a nice little freebie website. It's in modules here. It's called studyspanish.com. You may be familiar with this. It's a free grammar tutorial, and they may want you to upgrade, but you don't have to upgrade. You don't have to give them any money. And you'll go to grammar because you're dealing with grammar points, and show all. And notice how you've got all kinds of sections here that deal with regular verbs 1, regular verbs 2, regular verbs 3, and you've got your irregulars. You got to look from a little bit, but they're talking about stem changers and other irregular verbs. So here we've got our stem changers. In other words, you're going to have to find them. But in many ways, I really appreciate this site because it's very pedestrian in the sense that it's very basic. Sometimes students need basic, and it's explained in English with really excellent Spanish examples. And they give you the opportunity to practice. So you can practice down here, let's see, by taking a basic quiz, and they'll actually grade you and give you feedback at the end. So that's great. And then you can take a mini test, and for fun, you can even do an oral. So I don't know if the oral is going to show up because I've limited video capability, but so I don't know if you're hearing that or not, but they want you to respond with the correct present tense. And so, yo hablo. So this is a possibility for students who feel that they need a little bit more practice before tackling the exercises on VHL. So with any luck, so now I'm back on VHL. All right, so I've done my grammar tutorial. I've looked at the PowerPoint, present tense. I've gone to studyspanish.com for some extra practice. And now I'm tackling the exercises in VHL. Now remember, for most exercises, you're going to have attempts. So even if you don't get it right the first time, it'll flag you, it'll let you know, it'll give you another chance to do it. So to a certain extent, the homework points represent safety net points because there really is no reason why you shouldn't score really well on every homework assignment, right? So if not 100%, 90s. So the only ones that are not like that are the true false. The true false, you only get one shot. But for the other ones, you have an unlimited number of attempts. So you should score pretty high. Well, I see that I'm over my time limit, so I promised I'd try to keep these under 10 minutes, so I better sign off. Es todo por ahora. Estaré en contacto con ustedes muy pronto. Mientras tanto, que lo pasen bien. Si tienen problemas, pues pónganse en contacto conmigo. Si no, suerte con todo y nos vemos muy pronto. Hasta luego.